Hey guys, welcome back to our Budget Boho Makeover Series where we are making over 5 different spaces in my sister's home, and today we are on episode 3. We are focusing on her living room and also her entryway. Don't worry about all the mess. We have a lot of things going on this week, but it is going to be so worth it once we are done. We are going to really transform this space. We're going to be using a lot of the same furniture pieces like her couches and their chair, but we are going to be adding so much function to the space, so much texture and interest. And of course, you guys know we're gonna be painting and doing all that stuff. So we do have a lot to get done. Let's go ahead and jump to it. I wanna hear you say that you only want me. So before we jump into everything, I wanted to show you guys some really good before shots so you guys could go ahead and see kind of what we're starting out with. You guys are definitely going to want to come back to this section of the video once we are all done, because it will not even feel like the same space at all. We are going to completely transform it. Now, normally whenever we do these makeovers, if we are painting, that's the first thing that we're going to do. But because we do have a lot of prep work to do, we are going to actually tackle that stuff first. We are going to be making our DIY curtain rods. I will show you how exactly we do that later on. And we're also going to be doing some DIY projects for their entryway and painting the couch legs. Those are the things we're gonna start with. And then once we get that done, we can start building furniture, painting the accent wall, and continuing on. As you can see, the couch legs are actually brown. A lot of the furniture that we are going to be using will have black legs, so we wanted to spray paint the existing couch's legs to help match the new furniture. And that's going to be one of those small touches that I always talk to you guys about in makeovers that is really going to make the existing pieces that we're using feel more intentional and not like we were just using them to save money. For our DIY curtain rods, I've shared this in several videos, but I recently shared in episode 2, which was the guest bedroom makeover. I talked about how the pipes that we were using have really gone up in price, and the ones that we found that ended up being a really good deal now is actually the EMT conduit pipes at Home Depot. The ones we got are 3/4 inch by 10 feet, and we just cut them down to size and go ahead and spray paint them in matte black, and they end up working so well. So I'll definitely share kind of more about the process later on, but this is all the prep work that we need to get done for those. Next up, we are going to cut down a piece of wood, sand it, and stain it, and this is going to go in their entryway to kind of create a set of hooks. You'll see how we do that later on, but we ended up deciding to include their entryway in their living room makeover because it is such a small space, so it really wasn't going to take a whole lot of money or time, and it's also super connected to the living room, and so it's just one of those things that I felt was going to really enhance the living room area. That's why the entryway ended up kind of getting roped into the living room area. Live your life within the moment.
and don't go wait until the morning.
All right, now we have all of that prep work done. Curtain rods are all cut, sanded, and painted. We have the board for the entryway all stained and cut and sanded and everything. Also, the couch legs are painted. So Kyle's just fixing any holes in the wall so we can go ahead and sand that down and I can get started on painting. And then we're also gonna start like clearing out in here and taking things down.
You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.
You guys know I love to start most any makeover with a clean slate. I feel like it makes everything easier to build furniture, just to move about, especially if you're painting. But it also helps me imagine the new space and just kind of see what changes need to be made to what I'm planning. Because you guys know every makeover comes with its hiccups and things that you need to change along the way and kind of adapt. So this just kind of helps that process be a little bit smoother. But I did want to take this time to share about the giveaway in our Budget Boho Makeover Series. So we are going to be giving back to one of you guys. We are giving away $200 cash. This is international, so even if you don't live in the US, you can definitely go ahead and enter down below. And all you have to do to enter is super easy. Just go ahead and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, because once again, this is a subscriber giveaway. We are just wanting to give back to you guys because you are the ones who make all of this possible. And we are just truly so grateful for you. And the last thing you need to do is make sure that you leave a comment on each of the makeover videos in this series. So there are going to be 5 of them. I will have all of them linked down below just to make things a little bit easier, but make sure you leave that comment because that's what's going to make you eligible to enter to win. And that's how I'm going to be able to reply back to you and let you know that you won. So I will have all of that information down below for you, but make sure to enter. It's super simple and easy, and good luck.
Dance this night away.
All right, I have my paint clothes on. My hair is up. Paint has been poured. Time to start painting. I'm starting out painting by cutting in all of the edges. I've learned over time how not to use painter's tape and how much time you can save. Obviously, if you're just starting out painting, you're going to want to do painter's tape, but this has saved us so much time and money not having to buy the painter's tape as much. But I'm just starting out by painting the bottom 2/3 of the entryway wall, and then we are going to later on add that piece of wood on top. Now the reason we chose Evergreen Fog for this space is because first, I love this color. We actually have this color in our home and we just adore it. I feel like it's the perfect green. It's very soft and it works really, really well if you are going for like the modern boho style. It's very, very earthy and warm and welcoming, but it's also a very neutral color, which I've talked about this before, but if you are interested in using colors, but you don't want to go too wild and crazy, find a color you're really drawn to and then find a neutral tone of that color. And that's going to be one that you're going to feel a lot more comfortable with because you'll still be able to add all of your neutral decor and you won't be feeling so overwhelmed by the intensity of it. All right, we have the walls painted. I'm going to have to wait until the paint is like totally 100% dry, and then we can see if we actually need to do like another coat on anything. But we do have the accent wall, or like half accent wall, I guess, over here. And then we have the full accent wall on this side. Kyle's been building one of the TV stands, so we're getting further along. While I was painting the accent walls, Kyle started putting together the new TV stand. I love this TV stand that we got so much because it actually is 2 different pieces, but when you put them together, they totally don't look like 2 different pieces. They just look like one seamless piece. But having it like this is really cool because it actually gives you the option to use it as 2 different pieces in different areas of your home if you decide to change things up later on. We are actually planning to completely change up our game room area upstairs, and this is the unit that I really want to put in that room. So stay tuned. I'm sure you will see this again. I just love this one so much. And as always, everything is going to be linked down below or over on my Amazon favorites or on my like to know it. I will try to link all of it up for you guys. But again, as always, if you have any questions about anything, let me know in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer all of them.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.
So I talked about this in episode 1, which was our patio makeover. That turned out so good, by the way. If you have not seen that, I will link it down below. You guys have to watch that one. But one of the things that I talked about in that episode is how beneficial adding a rug to a space can be. When you add a rug to a space, you definitely want to make sure that you are getting the right size rug. A lot of times you can even look up on Pinterest how a certain sized rug would look depending on what kind of furniture you have or what size room you have. But a general rule to make sure that you are getting a large enough rug is making sure that it's large enough to fit the 2 front feet of all of the furniture in your room on that rug. That is going to help ground that space, and it's also going to help make the space feel bigger. But if you choose a rug that's too small for the space, it can end up doing the opposite and making the space feel a lot smaller and definitely not grounded. I am definitely gonna have to change the plan on this a little bit. I ended up moving their couches, like I swapped them because they had their long couch this way and then the love seat this way, because then you can actually have the recliner right here. But I'm kind of thinking this might be more inviting because like it's more open right when you walk in the door. And then also you have your long couch facing the TV and like going the more traditional way to do it. And then you have your love seat on the side. So I think this little guy is throwing me off just a little bit because I had a different plan for this corner. But I'm just gonna start like adding some things, maybe throwing up some decorations, just kind of getting a feel for the space, make it up as we go along. The first thing that I'm adding into the room after we've got the furniture is live plants. Now you guys know I love adding plants to spaces because they add life, they add brightness, color, movement into any room. I'm also adding in these woven textured poofs in place of a coffee table or ottoman. These are going to add texture as well as a place to prop up your legs. And then I've also added a basket to hold all of their cozy blankets. All of these pieces are going to add function, but because of the color and shape and texture of them, they are also going to add to the style and feel of the space, just making it feel really welcoming and warm and also very earthy and super cozy. I feel like I do this all the time when I'm doing these makeovers. I always try to address the function needed in a space, but as I'm adding that function, I figure out how I can make that functioning item also become part of the style of the room. I think I might have figured it out. They had told me that they really want a blanket basket or something to put blankets in because They're always snuggling up with blankets. They sound just like us. Even here in Arizona, we're always like, or at least I am always cold. And then I also put Poofs on both sides of this couch just to kind of tuck them away, but because they don't want a coffee table since they have 2 young kids and they're doing basically the same thing that we did, we just always were scooting it off to the side so that we had room for the kids to play on the floor. And so for that reason, they just didn't need a coffee table or an ottoman or anything like blocking this nice middle area of the floor. My answer to that was to go ahead and add some Poofs. That way, if you're sitting back kind of relaxing watching a show, you could still pop your feet up on something, but they could also be something that can kind of scoot away and not take up the middle of the floor space. As I'm sure you could tell, this rug was so lifted and wrinkled, so I went ahead and vacuumed it because sometimes that can kind of pull the wrinkles out, just lifting all the fibers up. That did not really work, so we ended up bringing it outside, laid it flat in the sun for a while, and just kind of went out and stretched it occasionally, and that actually worked amazing. You'll see it later on, you'll see such a difference in that rug. So I feel like the space was turning out so beautifully, but we definitely needed to tackle this big wall. And so the reason that I opted for high floating shelves is because, one, my sister has 2 small children and she didn't want decor like really down low where it was easy for them to grab. The second reason is I wanted to fill a very large space on a budget. So it really tackled this whole back wall without spending a whole lot of money. And the third reason is because it's super easy to change out your decor and style whenever you have floating shelves. You can just simply take things down off the shelf very quickly, add new things on, and you can completely transform your space. So for the entryway, we painted the bottom 2/3 of the wall the accent color, and then we left the top white. Next, we're just adding our stained board that we cut to size. Then we are adding these black hooks. And last, we are going to finish off the space by adding some beautiful picture frames my sister already had. So this entire space cost us less than $20, but it added so much. I feel like it set the tone right when you walk in, and I feel like it also made the living room feel bigger by carrying the accent wall color through. And last but not least, it also added function through the hooks. And as you can tell, I just love this space so much. You guys, this entryway, I love it so much. This was so incredibly cheap. Like, we used paint we already had. We got a piece of wood that was under $10. I actually had these hooks, but I think they're like $15 for a pack of 20 or something like that on Amazon. And then my sister already had these pictures, and it just is such an impact, especially continuing on from their new accent wall. I love it so much. It's like one of my favorite things now. But we are gonna go ahead, check on the rug outside, see if like any of the wrinkles have kind of gone away. And then I think we're gonna get to decorating, and then we'll also add the curtains.
Wide awake is the way that you left me, side by side in your car in the backseat. Wide awake is the way that you left me, oh. Now it's clear we are here back at your house, and I keep fading into the background.
As you'll see, as I begin adding the decor to their TV stand and the floating shelves, I am actually using a lot of the decor that they previously had on their wall. One, because I wanted to keep it personal to them, so I wanted to keep some things that I knew were special to them. You'll also notice the golf touches. My brother-in-law and sister are such golf fanatics, like it's such a big part of their life that I really wanted to make sure to include things that were personal to them. But doing it this way also keeps things very budget friendly because we are using a lot of the decor that they had, but also because I was able to add in several new pieces, it really gives new life to all of their old decor, and it just kind of helps to stretch your budget a little bit more. So if you have a space that you're trying to tackle, don't feel like you need to go out and get all new things. Just adding in a few new home decor items can really make your existing items feel brand new. Alright, I am getting a little bit stuck right now on decorating. I honestly didn't bring like too much, and I love these picture ledges, but the only thing is they are fairly shallow. So a lot of things are like just a hair too like deep. So I do have to go print something that I forgot to print out before we came down to my sister's house. So we're gonna go out tonight anyway, and I'm gonna print that out, and we had to get like a plug or something, like just some random stuff. So while we're out, I'm just gonna see if I see anything that would like kind of fill these two spots nicely. Kyle's gonna go ahead and build the lamp, and then we'll kind of see how it fits in here. And then I think we might head out for the night, and then tomorrow we'll go ahead and just like add the throw pillows, add the curtains, and like any final touches. Okay, so while Kyle is building the lamp, I want to show you how it's all in the details. Like if you just paint a wall or like you just do certain things, it's like it'll look much better, but it's really all about the details. So this is a perfect example of that. I have this little saguaro cactus. My brother actually carved this when I was up in Montana recently. I was going to put it up on the shelves, but I'm actually going to take just another minute or two and stain it. And it's actually just going to like tie in that same wood tone into the living room as it is in the entryway. And it's just gonna like bring your eye over and pop. It's just gonna look so good. So don't overlook those little details. All right, it is a new day and we don't have much to get done, which is good because my sister and brother-in-law are going to be back in just a few short hours. We want to make sure we are totally ready for them so we can go ahead and reveal their new space to them. So this morning, Kyle and I have just cleaned everything up. You can see like a lot of stuff is put away. It's not as messy as it was yesterday. And we did find just a few things. So both my brother-in-law and my sister are super big golf fanatics. They love golfing and they have golfed pretty much ever since they met, and my brother-in-law has golfed like most of his life. And they had this course, it's just like really special to them. They worked there together and they just spent a ton of time when they were married early on, you know, pre-kids. I got their golf course actually like mapped out for them and I put it in a frame last night. This is what I had to go get printed. So I'm gonna turn you guys around and show you that, and then I'll show you the other things that I got. So this is how the print turned out. It's so cool. It's really simple, but I just love that it's like golf inspired, and it's also just something really like specific and special to them. Whenever I'm doing these makeovers, I really try to add things that are their style, but also things that are like really special to them. So I'm excited for them to see that one. I already had these two pieces. I did pick up a little greenery, a candle, and another to possibly add on the shelves. I also got this because I couldn't find that one until we got home, of course. And then this little pillow, I know it looks silly to add in here, but the back is plain. And I wanted to add a blue pillow just to kind of tie in the chair into the space. But our nephew, he is 2 years old and he loves like dump trucks and trains, just like all this kind of stuff. So I thought that would be so fun. Like you flip it around and it looks cute. And then for him, he can flip it around and enjoy the little dump truck. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and get started on. Kyle's actually just moving a few things around on the back patio area. While he's working on that, I'm just gonna go ahead and start decorating the shelves.
I once felt I'm done with the defense. Drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess. So you were shrugging your shoulders and closed off. That's what I told you. Soon enough, everything started to change. 'Cause there's no going
So to create our DIY pipe curtain rods, you're just going to cut the pipe down like we did earlier to your desired size. We typically do a 10-inch overhang on both sides of the window. Then of course you're going to spray paint the pipe like we did. We personally love the matte black look. And then as you're seeing here, we are just using 2-inch wide leather. You're going to go ahead and make a loop and cut it to the desired length that you want your curtain rod to hang down from the ceiling. Then next you're going to drill a screw right into the top section of the leather, making sure that it's looped as you do this so that it goes through both pieces. Then last you're going to push the looped leather up to the ceiling and screw it in, and then you can add your curtain and pipe. It is so incredibly easy to do this. It's super budget friendly and I feel like it looks so clean and modern. I would love to hear in the comments how many of you guys have actually done these DIY curtain rods. I've seen a lot of you guys tag me over on Instagram or email me pictures, but I would love to hear how many of you guys have actually tried this out.
You're over the hillside, so right. We stood there all wide-eyed, you and I, floating on air in my mind. 'Cause there's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights.
So again, when we were starting this makeover in the living room, we were not intending on doing any of the curtains in the dining room area, but just like how we decided to add on the entryway to this makeover, we decided to go ahead and add the dining room onto the makeover as well. And that's because some rooms really don't need a full makeover, like the dining room, for example. But because it is so open to the living room and the living room is going to be like super styled and everything, all we're doing is just connecting it to the living room through the curtains. And it just makes you feel like the entire space is being transformed when in reality, all we did was add a few extra curtains. I can almost guarantee that you have spaces in your home that can really just piggyback off of another styled space by carrying through 1 or 2 components like this. This is such a budget saving tip because this allows you to not have to do a whole lot to different spaces. You can just add a few touches to certain areas and it will completely transform the whole space. Just got a text. They're gonna be here in about 20 minutes, so we are like really at the end of it. We're gonna go ahead and get the last little touches. I'm hoping that we can finish in time, and then we'll see what they think of their new home. Man, you like that table.
We're running out of time. I gotta go quick.
It's like the most intense I've ever seen a table be.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
There's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. I'm standing on the dizzying heights. I'm standing on the dizzying heights. I'm standing on the dizzying heights. Standing on the dizzying heights. Everything's so much better. Riding high on your
One of the final touches was to add a second live plant into the corner of their dining room. That's another way that I just kind of brought that space to life in a very budget-friendly way. And I also added in some new throw pillow covers. You guys know I love my throw pillow covers because they are way more affordable than buying brand new throw pillows, and they also are way easier to store when you want to change them out. But another thing I wanted to mention is I always try to find ways to tie different rooms in a house all together. For example, if you saw episode 2, which was the guest bedroom makeover, you might have noticed that the black pillow cover kind of mimics the wall stencil that I did in that room. It's all those small touches, but just like I always say, it's all in the details. And doing things like that is really going to help make your home feel like a very, very cohesive and intentional space. last but not least, I am adding a rug to the back door that coordinates with the front door rug, and then I'm just using my favorite rug tape to secure it down before my sister and brother-in-law arrive. All right, we just heard a car door outside. I'm pretty sure they're here. We just finished taping the rugs. Let's see what they think.
I can be anything, whatever you want me to be. It's a call to the ring.
All right, you guys may have to come back and watch this section again and really notice all of the things that have been completely transformed. And are you guys ready for the after? Oh my gosh, I love this space. This ended up being my second favorite makeover space that we did for my sister and her family. The first is still her master bedroom. I just think that one cannot be beat. I cannot wait to share that with you guys. But this living room is gorgeous. I'm so happy that we decided to include the entryway and also go into the dining room area. I feel like it just made everything really come together. All of the details really worked with each other. We of course have the beautiful evergreen fog accent wall that just kind of creates like the perfect soothing background to this space. And then we have the big rug that actually makes the space feel a lot larger than it is. And of course, all of those beautiful curtains we added in that go all the way up to the ceiling, and they really make the rooms feel so much taller than they are. And it also adds a lot of texture and breaks up all of that white on the wall. And then you get into all of the details like the beautiful lamp we've added in. The two very gorgeous live plants add so much life into the space. The little touches of the golf decor that my sister and brother-in-law definitely love. And then also the entryway. Can we just have like a moment for the entryway itself? It is so stunning, so functional. I just truly love everything we did in this space, and I don't even think I would change anything. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you would personally change, or if you just want to share a favorite thing in this room. Let me know in the comments below. In just a few seconds, you guys are going to see my sister and brother-in-law's reaction to their space. This is always like my favorite part, and I know it's a lot of your guys' favorite part as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. I did want to mention we do still have 2 more episodes coming. One is going to be coming out in a few days, and then the 5th and final episode is going to be coming out next Monday. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure you are subscribed down below if you are not already. Thank you guys so much for being here. I say this all the time, but we really could not do this without you, and we were just so grateful for you guys. Also, don't forget to get entered into the big giveaway that we have going on, and I will see you guys right back here in a few days with a brand new episode. Bye guys.
We'll roll with the punches.
Okay, you can open your eyes.
Oh gosh. No. Oh my gosh.
Look, Brooks. Wow. That's so cool.
That is amazing. Oh.
Look. You like that?
Brooks, look at this pillow.
Oh. You want to see it?
Yeah. That is so cool.
Beep, beep.
Oh, that looks so good.
Those cabinets have little bins, so we can put like Brooks toys in them or whatever you want.
Oh my gosh. I like that they're magnet. Oh, this looks awesome.
We have a little remote
That is
keeper.
so sweet. You guys did like little golf pitches and this.
So
That is so cool.
I'm so happy you guys love it.